Thank you guys for clicking on the video. I am Sully, and today, fellas, we're going to talk about this new subject, or this new series I'm going to do. And it's a great blend of the comedy side of me with Hut, and then to the thinking, philosophical side of me, which is food for thought. It's going to be a new series where I alternate between Hut and this, and I wanted to do GM this year, but we all know how that turned out on the PS4 and Xbox 3, or Xbox One, excuse me. But I want to talk about subjects. It may be about life, whatever, religion, whatever it is, and it's just food for thought. It's to help you guys get your noggins working. It's something different outside of the how to flip coins, how to be a billionaire in Hut. I think it's going to be a good series, and it's just the goal is just to get people talking, exchanging of ideas, whether you disagree with me or you agree. The point is to sort of expand upon what I talked about in my last video about, religion, where we're moving as a society, and just to start that communication. I'm not coming down on people, I'm just sharing my thoughts on the subject. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys appreciate that something different outside of what's already out there, and I think it's going to be great. So we're going to jump into today's topic, and I was watching the news, and I looked to a news site, and they talked about Hong Kong and what's happening over there. I believe it's Hong Kong. I hope it is, because if not, it's going to make this video look a little bit ridiculous. It is Hong Kong, and how there's a standoff. I'll put the link to the article down below. You can read about it for yourself. But basically, from the few seconds, I'm not all too familiar with the subject going over there, but I think it revolves around people want democracy. They're tired of being, it's what's happened sort of in America and other places. People are being tired of being told what to do, what they can see, what they can't, and people want democracy. And some of the leaders have come out and said, you're lucky, voting is enough. You're lucky enough to get that, and the people want more, and they're having this protest. They're sitting in. It's crazy. If you haven't seen the footage, check out the story. I mean, it's remarkable what's going over there. And they're doing it in a peaceful way. They're not getting violent. They're maintaining a peacefulness about it. And I sort of wanted to talk about, just food for thought about actually doing that sort of thing, because even in my, I'm 24 years old, and I grew up in the 90s, and really we haven't had any real social movement of our day, in my opinion, compared to the civil rights movement, even compared to the women, the women's rights movement. There really hasn't been anything too crazy. I don't consider the homosexual movement to really be that big of a plight compared to civil rights, or compared to what was happening in World War II. I just don't compare the gay movement to the black movement. I just don't see. I know that homosexuals have been persecuted and all this stuff, but I don't see the same discrimination, utter racism today or during the 90s that I did compared to like when MLK was protesting. But I wanted to talk about just doing stuff. We're seeing these young people sitting in. People are coming. They want to arrange sit-ins. They're sitting out on the streets during rain. They're enduring the elements of the weather. And I sort of wanted to talk about how today, I see a lot of social media warriors. And what I mean by that is, like, if you're against abortion, you're for it, or if there's any social subject, you'll go in your Facebook, you'll go on Twitter, and you'll write until your fingertips fall off. But that's all you'll do. You won't go protest, you won't go, to a movement, or you won't do anything that causes you to change your schedule, but you'll retweet the mother lover out of that tweet to, that'll get 5 cents for cancer, but if you donate $1, that would cover, more than, the amount of retweets. We've turned into the social media warrior, where something doesn't go our way, we take to social media. If there's a cause for Africa, by George, we're going to take to social media. But do we use our money? Do we use our wallets? Do we use our time, our efforts? And that is the question that I want to leave you guys. Because for me, honestly, You know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these food for thoughts are for me too. The big thing I would say I don't do enough of is time. I do try and use my money to help kids over in Africa. I try and send what I can over to Africa, whether it's through water, through school supplies. I do try and help that. I try to have my, you know, in the Bible it tells us to help the less fortunate, and I try and do that with my finances. With time, that's where I need to do better at, to be honest. I need to do better at time. I need to find some way to get involved with a homeless shelter, because time for me I don't do enough of. I think I'm okay with finances, but I need to help people with my time more. And that's what I would encourage you guys to do. You know, if you have a cause, use your time, use your actions. Actions speak louder than words, because you know what, on Twitter you can tweet the mother lover out of it, but people can also turn Twitter off. People can just get off it, you know, like Twitter, for some people they check Twitter all day and they're on it all day. Well, people like businesses or whatever, they don't have to be on Twitter. They can close it. And so, but when you're out there marching right out front of their business, they can't run from that. Like the government in Hong Kong, they can't turn their eyes away from that and be like, oh man, we'll just log off Twitter for the day, it will go away eventually. You know, that's a reality, and it's impacting not just the government, but I'm sure there are businesses where they're protesting, there are other things, and people are catching on. And so again, you know, food for thought is, are you or am I too much of a social media warrior? And how can we be a warrior that impacts the culture, impacts the country? How can we do that beyond just tweets and retweets and Instagram and all this stuff? You know, how can we impact someone that's going to last for more than just a second when we see it? And the other thing too is that we have to be careful, because like the kids in Africa, or like those pets, when I see a commercial now about the kids in Africa, or about some poor dog that's been attacked, I've become immune to that. I'm just like, that's just a marketing scheme to get me to give you money. You know, that's how I've turned into that negative Nancy. I'm like, that's just a marketing ploy to get me to pick up my phone and call you. Then that makes me not even want to give you the money, because you're pimping out these kids for dollars. Like, I don't know. That's sort of my hardness that I sort of need to undo. And maybe there's something that you guys need to do. I don't know, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on the subject. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys appreciated something that's different. Hope it made your brain think. Just some food for thought for you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. I am Sully Peace in the Middle East, because we need it. Like the kids in Southeast. I really gotta think that ending. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Adios.